I had promised, and since then we have been working together with all the stakeholders, the donor communities, the civil society, NGOs, private sector. We didn't start that comprehensive, but as we started moving forward, then for example, the private sector itself, they said that we have a stake in it, and they became part of the joint effort, and we established the SDG Executive Committee. Some of the faces around the table, I see them there quite often, and they guide us, in fact. It's a really participatory mechanism where it's not that the government comes and propagates about its own achievements, which normally governments are what about to be. But it's somewhere that we started from. We regretted that we were not able to achieve MDGs because of certain circumstances that we were in it. But what we need to do is to make up for that lost time. And then here, for a situation in Afghanistan where we understand the security context, we understand the fragility of the political situation and all of this. This became like a vital endeavor for all of us. And for us, in this, success in this, it means success in our lifetime aspirations for betterment of lives for our people and for our generations, but also be part of the global effort with the rest of humanity to sustain our planet, to sustain life. So, importance of SDGs for us cannot be exaggerated. And I want to thank all participants and stakeholders with us back home, and today those of you who are here for your cooperation in constructive engagement with us. At times you have pointed out about our weaknesses, our shortcomings, and where we have missed opportunities and guided us. It is in that spirit that I think that we can push this agenda forward with being hopeful that we will going to succeed. One part which is it started with identify with bringing the goals in discussing it and establishing a mechanism, interministerial mechanism to begin with, which Minister of Economy was leading those efforts, to another phase where almost all stakeholders, one way or another, is represented in the SDG Executive Committee. The alignment of the goals with our national priorities has been our focus, and in fact, national priority programs. In the last meeting, SDG Executive Committee meeting, what we concluded was that SDGs should be national priority programs. National priority programs should be SDGs. That's it. And so it's it should be part of the national priorities. It has to be national priorities. The budgeting process should respond to that in two phases. 2000 and 2020 is not. We are not further away. There is only one election in between. And then comes 2020. And then the same way I was, when Millennium Development Goals were launched, at that time I was the acting foreign minister for the resistance against the Taliban and Al-Qaeda, and I participated in the UN General Assembly. At that time, talking about MDGs, in looking at the situation in our country on the ground, I was hopeful, but at the same time full of concerns and worries about the fact that we might miss another opportunity, which we did. The following years was difficult times in years prior to that, and then we had the opportunity post 2001, which a lot changed in Afghanistan. But keeping those changes sustainable, at that time we were in a hurry, together with our international partners, to bring about quick impact projects which were needed at that time. But sustainability was not part of it. Making it part of the systematic system of development, that was not part of that. Even the Millennium Development Goals were looked upon as projects, ad hoc, this one in that one. So with the experience in the global level to evolve towards sustainable development goal, there is an opportunity for us and there is a challenge. The challenge might be that once again, because of routine attitudes of governments, we might lose sight of the long-term perspective. So I think the first challenge that we need to overcome is this one. And next to that is keeping the people on board. I should admit that in spite of all our efforts to project it to our people, to bring people on board, perhaps not too many people are aware of it. If they don't have, the aim of these goals will be for the people to have the ownership and to own these goals, because it's for the people. It's the people, and for that we need to work more. I want to thank those who have helped us, UNDP especially, with expertise and sharing experiences of other countries, the way that countries were able to not to repeat the mistakes of the past, to cut short the way forward without compromising efficiency, without losing sight of the long-term perspectives. So these were the way that we think that we should move this agenda forward. Once again, thank you for your participation, and I want to thank all the international community for their support, those institutions, financial institutions and countries and entities which are helping us, but in implementing these goals, we cannot do it alone on our own. It's part of a global agenda. In Afghanistan, we have been witness to a genuine partnership between Afghan people, Afghan government, and our international partners, and together we can ensure success. I particularly am thankful for those colleagues which have traveled from Afghanistan, members of the international community, NGOs, private sector, civil society, embassies, representing embassies, donor communities, media, and nevertheless, the video clip was also very interesting. It showed the opportunity, the challenges and circumstances that people are living in it, and not all of the challenges, but to give us a hint, and also aspirations of our children, younger generation, and people as a whole, to move forward towards better lives. Thank you.